Good evening. This is CJ with the GOAT Sports Talk. Wanted to discuss Floyd Mayweather. This looks like a situation has basically been found out about him owing taxes back in 2015. And this is business as usual, with the IRS and Floyd Mayweather. After he has these big fights a year or two down the line, they say he still owes money. And that's just basically how it is. Whenever you're making a lot of money, and it's basically in boxing, almost all these major boxers always dealt with tax issues. That's why you had so many guys continuing fighting all the way into their 40s, because a lot of times they were owing money on taxes because of just the way the boxing is set up. The way they're getting paid. A lot of times, they're just, even though they fight a few times a year, people would be like, well, how do they owe? Yes, there's no doubt about it that Floyd Mayweather has advisors, accountants, and all that. He can get the best of what he wants, and he can get a team of people that he can truly trust with his money and his taxes. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. His name is Floyd Money Mayweather, and guess what? When you make money, you pay taxes, and that's basically just what happens all the time. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just read this article briefly. It says early this morning, Bloody Elbow learned that J. Mayweather recently filed a lawsuit in U.S. tax court against the U.S. Internal Revenue Service. In the past experience, the U.S. tax court documents have not been electronically available and have been taken more than a week to obtain. But when boxing's all-time great is an apparent principle, things move quickly. David Greisman of BoxingScene.com reports that Mayweather still owes federal taxes for 2015 and is petitioning the U.S. tax court for an installment agreement, specifically citing what appears to be his scheduled August 26 clash with MMA superstar Conor McGregor as a significantly liquidity event from which he intends to pay the remaining balance. Boxing Scene cites Law 360 report describing the apparent dispute between Mayweather and the IRS. The agency said that Mayweather had various options available, including by selling property, withdrawing cash from other accounts, or taking out a loan. In other words, Mayweather argues he's too liquid to immediately pay his 2000 or too illiquid to immediately pay his 2015 taxes, while the IRS believes some of his assets could be converted into cash and Mayweather could take out a loan to pay, or Mayweather could take out a loan to pay what he owes. 2015 is a year that Mayweather reportedly earned $220 to $230 million for defeating Manny Pacquiao in what was billed as boxing's fight of the century. Once the McGregor clash takes place towards the end of the summer, Mayweather will now have to pay taxes on a possible $400 million in earnings, as well as cover his past IRS debts. Now, to me, this is just another way of him being attacked, as a boxer, as pretty much the highest paid athlete on the planet for the last few years. And by a large margin, significantly larger, so easily the highest grossing athlete of, pretty much all time is Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about $220 to $230 million. That's about as much as Dirk Nowitzki has made his whole career, and he made that in one fight. So the thing is that there's a lot of sharks that are around Floyd Mayweather. Not talking about within his personal team. I'm talking about just like in general. You got people that are in the boxing circles, the athletic circles, that don't like Floyd Mayweather at all, and they got connections to try and chip away at his money and to try and drum up different lawsuits and things like that. It's just something that he knows he has to deal with. Eventually, he's going to have to stop boxing, stop fighting. And when he says he's too illiquid, come on. Mayweather is sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars. The reason why Floyd Mayweather is not wanting to do it now is because, and it's smart, he wants to make sure that the fight goes through. Why am I saying that? Because if for some reason Conor McGregor or him gets hurt to where they cannot fight, that money is not guaranteed at that particular point, and it would have to be postponed. Better for him to wait till August 26th when he gets the guaranteed cash and he gets his money, then he pays the IRS and they're off of his back. He has a big one that he's going to have to pay this year as well. So, they're always going to try and chip away at his money, man. At the end of the day, this is just the way sometimes it is. Now everybody gets upon him like, oh, why is he stupid? A lot of people put things in the comments. They don't understand what they're talking about. They see these type of articles and they say, oh, you're stupid, yada, yada, yada. You guys have never made that much money. We have never seen that kind of money and getting that kind of money the way that they get it. Literally, when those checks, and you can look it up, you can see images of checks that Floyd Mayweather has gotten for fighting. And those checks are not like the check you get from work where the taxes are taken out already. They have to actually pay that on the back end. So a lot of times, when that money comes in, they'll file their taxes and then they'll basically pay what they believe they're supposed to owe. But it's always some kind of a way that the IRS will find a way to get more money. And in this instance, that's what they're doing. If you've seen the situation with Cristiano Ronaldo, with him in Spain, they're saying that he owes money to them. The same thing happened to Lionel Messi. Okay, so I mean, if you believe that somehow, some way that they can get access to the top financial advisors on the planet and owe and be told by the government that they owe money, how much more Floyd Mayweather, who makes even more than they do? And so I mean, at the end of the day, we look at it from the standpoint of like, is he being irresponsible with his money? No. This is just how things work when you're a mega athlete making a ton of money in sports and you're highly looked after. It's just the way it is, because a lot of times billionaires have their money through businesses, and then they have corporate tax attorneys and things like that represent them, that allow them to dodge different tax loopholes all the time through corporations, because they're literally getting paid through a corporation and they're not getting paid through a check that's written directly to them like you would in boxing. So it is what it is, man. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it just makes people feel that maybe Mayweather took this fight because he owed money, but that's besides the point. Whether he owed money or not, I can guarantee you Floyd Mayweather is sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars in his account liquid, and he is also sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars worth of property and businesses that he operates and owns, including real estate property that he has. That he basically has his own real estate company. He has TMT Clothing. He has his own boxing promotions company. He has his own gym. I mean, the list goes on and on. He's making money. He has his own like nightclub or whatever in Vegas. So he's making money through multiple streams of income that he doesn't need to box anymore, which is the reason why he retired that first go around. So, this is just going to be more money for him at the end of the day. And it's going to allow Conor McGregor to go into full retirement. And who knows what he's going to do next. I mean, at that point, you make the kind of money he's going to make from the fight. I mean, he should thank Floyd Mayweather, man. I believe that after the fight, it should be common to see Conor McGregor probably showing up in Vegas and kicking it with Floyd Mayweather. I'm talking about these guys going to freaking, basketball games together, like meeting up at basketball games and hugging it out and being, basically like, to me, Conor McGregor should be best of friends after this fight with Floyd, man. That's all I got to say, man. I mean, but we're going to talk about some of that stuff in another, series of videos, man. But I'm going to leave the article in the description box if you want to share with your people. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the video. I'm out.